Hello everybody, welcome to my last video in this series of grammar videos. So today I'm going to be talking about what if you have two verbs, so two verbs in a sentence. What would be the tense, or what form would the second verb be in? So that's what we're going to be focusing on. You've got two verbs in a sentence. So for example, my first example sentence is I promise to do my homework. So what are the two verbs in that sentence? So of course they are promise and do. So the second verb is to do. So what form is that? It is the infinitive. There's another way or another form the second verb can take in a sentence. I suggest doing your homework. So again, this has got two verbs in the sentence. And the second verb, we call that the gerund. Put that in red. We call that the gerund or the ing form. So when we have two verbs in a sentence, the second verb is either the infinitive or the gerund, the ing form. The problem with these are there's no real rules. The only thing you could say, perhaps in an exam situation where you have to fill in the second verb and you're not sure, the first one has a kind of future meaning. So I promise to do my homework in the future of the promising. So the promising is now and the doing is later. For the second one, I suggest doing your homework is kind of in general. It's a kind of general statement rather than specifically talking about the future. So that's kind of the difference. It's a kind of rule of thumb, but in general, for an exam, you would probably get a list of these that you would need to learn. So some examples of which verbs would take the infinitive and which verbs would take the gerund. So I'll just write a few examples down. So verbs like intend, want, try, plan, offer, expect. So these are a few examples of verbs that take the second verb after them always takes the to form. Of course, this first verb depends on the tense. So yesterday I promised to do my homework. So it depends on the usual tense, but it's what happens to the second verb. Okay, so some examples of the ing form, verbs that take the ing form. Enjoy, I enjoy skiing, for example. I suggest we've had, look forward to seeing you next Monday. Consider, have you considered doing your homework? This kind of thing. Okay. I recommend. Recommend, a good verb that you would often use in a report. We recommend investing in this company. So these are just a few examples. Of course, there's some verbs that can take both forms. So for example, start and stop. So Yeah, but for these you can use both forms. She started to load the software, she started loading the software. So start and stop take both forms. Okay, so that was a quick summary of the verbs that take the gerund and the infinitive form, which is when you have two verbs or more in a sentence. Okay, so that's the end of my last video. Thank you for watching.